Hi family, this is CK with Astrology Activations, and I wanted to come on here with the Scorpio new moon today. It actually hit exact last night at 11:30 p.m., but we're still in that Scorpio flow of the new moon frequency. So for those who know astrology or study or are familiar with it, new moons are a time for new beginnings, new creations, new seeds being planted into what you want to manifest in your life. So this last 2 weeks ago, we had a full moon in Aries that was about purging, releasing, getting rid of what no longer serves. It's a very activating frequency because Mars was involved. And historically, Mars rules Scorpio. So Mars is still very much at play here, especially with the transits right now. We've got a square going on with Mars and Saturn. Squares and oppositions in the planetary energies or the aspects of energies are how the planets talk to each other, how they engage, how they're getting along. So squares can be a challenging energy. Squares, there needs to be something that shifts. And so what's happening now with this Mars configuration, especially with all these planets in Scorpio, we have what's called a stellium, meaning there's lots of different planets in the sign of Scorpio. So we've got the sun, we've got the moon, we've got Mercury, we've got Venus, we've got the midheaven. These are all in Scorpio. Scorpio wants transformation. Scorpio is in the tarot represented by death. Okay, it represents that aspect of us or parts of our lives that need to change. So I liken it to a leaf falling off a tree, because here we are in the fall season, so literally the leaves are falling off the tree, right? So fall has approached, and what this scorpionic energy is inviting us is to let the leaves fall. You don't have a choice anyway. They're gonna fall regardless of what we do, how we try to control things, because Scorpio can be a very controlling type of frequency. Understanding what we can control, what we can't, and what we need to let go with grace and ease, because it's gonna go anyway. So there's a lot of things over the last few weeks with that full moon activation in Aries that had to go away. Relationships, jobs, thought processes, habits. That was a clearing out type of energy. So now with this new moon in Scorpio, we're planting the seed. I literally brought in an avocado seed that I use because I like to take the energy and the frequency literally as well. And I will be planting this seed today with intention. And it's not just planting the avocado tree to see avocados grow. Of course, that's what I want to consume because I love avocados, right? So it's me making the choice to say, I've cleared my garden, I've created this space, now I want to plant something. Well, that's what this new moon in Scorpio is inviting, for you to plant something substantial and plant it in a way that's going to bring long-lasting change, because Saturn is involved here. Saturn is our structure. It rules our literal foundation. It rules literal buildings, our bones. It rules, if you think of Saturn, it's like historical landmarks or museums, okay? Well, with this Mars configuration, this Mars squaring energy, something has to change. And the Scorpio frequency is inviting in that change to come in a big way of something you've maybe never seen before. So that new business idea that you wanted to start, that you've been thinking about for months and months, some of us even years, that's been in the back of our subconscious, because Scorpio also rules things that are unseen. That's being brought to light right now with this sun stellium configuration, sun, moon, Mercury, midheaven, Venus, all in Scorpio. We've got to connect to what we desire. We've got to connect to that which we are most magnetized to, which most turns us on. Because Scorpio a lot of the times is also associated with sex, right? Copulation, creation. So what is it that you want to create? You're magnetizing it right now. And the more deep dive work that you can do, because what's happening is it's coming through the subconscious. It wants to be birthed through you. So now that you've released that job, that relationship, that situation, now is the time to plant, to ignite, to bring forth that power, that current of energy through you, and commit to it, because Saturn also rules commitment, right? Those parts of us that we have betrayed ourselves by not honoring our commitment. This Mars square energy is really focusing and saying, you know what, for once in my life, I'm going to commit to something and I'm going to honor my word. And it's not, because it's a very personal planet because there's, you know, the sun and the moon and Mercury and Venus, they're all what are called personal planets. And the outer planets, the ones that are further away from the sun or the earth, are called the transpersonal planets. So a lot of our personal planets, which directly affect us, are in Scorpio. So the deep dive has been going inward, getting rid of all the crap that no longer serves us, even the stuff we didn't know about. You know, it's like the treasure chest when you pull out that box in the closet and you didn't realize it had, you know, grandma's old paperwork, or maybe even an old will that you didn't realize was there. That type of energy is being brought to the surface to be seen. Hidden secrets, okay? We can see that in governmental, we can watch the news, all these different big reveals are coming out today over this next time period because, again, Scorpio rules things that are secret, that are hidden, that are unknown. But because the sun is shining the light on those things that are unknown, we're really starting to see things that were in our metaphysical, metaphoric closet. All the skeletons are coming out, all the old dresses, all the old boxes, unfound paperwork that you never knew you had. All those things are being brought to the surface right now. But it needs to be, because once we clear this out, once we get really, really truthful about not just what the conscious mind wants to produce, but what the subconscious really desires. What is it that you really desire? What is your motivator? What are you magnetized to? That is what you need to, if you want to utilize this energy, connect to, and then plant the seed. And the seed only has to be intention. So in other words, if I have a creative business idea, for example, which is what I'm going through, the way that these configurations are happening in my charts right now, real time, there's an aspect happening between my 10th house and my 4th house. Where I live is 4th house, 10th house is career. So I'm really stepping into a new branch of astrology, a new branch of wellness and holistic practices, as being a wellness facilitator, using a lot of my gifts that I've studied throughout the 18 years of being on this path. And so I'm creating something new from that path, something that hasn't been seen, new programs, new ways of thinking that are coming through me. Yes, I've had teachers, we've had, you know, wisdom keepers that we studied under, but now is the time as individuated, our personal selves, allowance to come through. Allow this creative energy, life force, scorpionic transformation energy to come through and bring something different, because this opposition right now is Uranus. Uranus is the planet of change. It wants something different, and it's in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is really related to the world, to the earth, to the physical plane. So something new in our physical form wants to be created. That new book, that new project. If you're into working with your hands, maybe that new piece of artwork or something that has not been seen yet, that has been calling you for a long, long time in the deep subconscious, wants to emerge. So just like I don't have to tell this avocado seed to grow an avocado tree, it's the same thing with your creative energy, your creative force. There is something that wants to emerge through you that symbolically you can hold like this seed and just set the intentions, thank it for growing, plant it, and then watch it bloom. Follow your feet. Follow your inspired action after. And so the inspired action after I plant this avocado seed is to go and take care of it, to water it, to make sure it's got proper soil, to make sure that it's nutrients, that it's getting properly fed so it'll grow beautiful, lush, robust avocados when it's time. So the creative force that's coming through right now, guys, wants to be created through you. You don't have to know the details. You just have to hold the intention. Just like this seed, your intention knows what wants to be grown. You just have to plant it, take action step forward, water it, nurture it, step by step, and get into those routines and habits that will cultivate that beautiful new creation that wants to emerge through you. So I would invite you today to activate by using a ritual. Now, don't get hung up on that word ritual, guys, because, you know, we have a morning ritual, right? We brush our teeth, we put deodorant on. There's certain rituals that we perform every day. Well, this new moon activation is asking you for a ritual that would help solidify and anchor in these new beginnings for you, like physically planting a seed, like taking this, holding the intention, blessing it, praying over it. If prayer serves you, don't get too hung up on the words. You can meditate over it, whatever it is. Hold the intention, and then go physically plant it. And then after you do that, in your consciousness, go write down what it is that you want to see. So if it's something that is involving your business, go write down 3 things that you want to accomplish for your business over the next few weeks that you want to see manifest. Take action, because Mars wants action. Mars wants to cultivate through energy, through frequency, and that Uranus composite that wants something different, create something different, never before seen, never before utilized, because that's what's needed right now, guys, for the earth plane. We need new ways to grow food. We need new energy sources. You know, fossil fuels we know don't work anymore, so we've got to learn other ways to generate our current, generate this electromagnetic frequency that we got. So take the time, use some sort of ritual, again, something that serves you, something that's going to activate you into this new initiation, this new creation form that wants to come through. So another thing that I wanted to touch base on with this activation, with the Scorpio component, is the compassion. Because Scorpio can be, it is a transformer, so it can be, although emotional and a water sign, it can be very cutting with what it wants to extract. So you can remove things in your life and you can shine light on those aspects that have been hidden, but have compassion and be gentle for yourself for what you find in those aspects that were hidden. Because none of us on this earthly plane are perfect, while at the same time we're perfected beings. That's what this polarity consciousness invites in, to recognize that what is isn't at the same time. We've got 2 hemispheres of the brain that see simultaneously what is and what isn't. So understanding that there's going to be contradictions in what appears. There's going to be contradictions in what shows up in your life. But you can unify and harmonize that by understanding there is a middle way. There is a neutral ground. It doesn't have to be so polarized. It doesn't have to be and or nothing. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be and more. So again, holding compassion for yourself for what you didn't know, holding compassion for your friends and families for what they didn't know, and activate a new awareness anchored in love and forgiveness and transformation. That's what's being called for right now. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for doing your work, all that are drawn to this station. If you want to check me out again, I have more energy updates, points of focus, ways to express the energy. If you're interested and you want to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, again, astrology activations, you want to reach out to me and actually want to do a one-on-one transformative session. My sessions really are intended to transform perspective in a big way. I'm really here to be a change agent and a transformer and a visionary. So just understand that if you do want to book a session with me, you're not going to be the same person that you were when you came into it. That's my energy, that's my flow, that's what my intention is, to really change the system and realize that the system that we have now is not completely functional, and there's ways that we can tweak it and fine-tune it by doing the inner work, by using practical tools, practical, simple understandings of the way things are, and then utilize that for the highest and best for all of us. We can all benefit through inner work, through some form of mentorship, some sort of psychological or meditational, or just new tools on how to better take care of ourselves. That's another thing that Scorpio, especially with all these components in Scorpio, how to be the alchemist, how to be the healer, but the self-healer. Because we all have the capability to do it within inside of ourselves. We just got to tune into what that frequency is. So again, if you're drawn to this and you want to reach out to me, I'd invite you for that as well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Enjoy this new moon, Scorpio. It's powerful. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.